Hello and welcome to Sunday Morning Together. This week we're finishing off looking at the story of Daniel. Today we're looking at Daniel chapter 6 and it's Daniel and the lion's den. This is a brilliant story that lots of us know already, so pay attention and see if there's anything new for you.
Darius was the new king of Babylon. He was smart. He picked 120 of the very best people in his kingdom to help him rule. Then he picked 3 of them to be in charge. Daniel was one of those 3 men. King Darius respected Daniel so much, he thought about making him the ruler over the whole kingdom. The other leaders were jealous. They planned to find some fault in Daniel so they could get Daniel in trouble with the king. No matter how they tried, these leaders couldn't find anything bad about Daniel. Daniel was true to the king in all that he did. Also, he was careful and clever and always did everything the very best he could. The jealous leaders knew there was only one way they could trap Daniel. They knew that nothing on earth would stop him from worshipping the God of Israel. Daniel's enemies thought of a plan. They made a new law for the king to sign. The law said that everyone should pray only to King Darius. Anyone who disobeyed would be thrown into a den of lions. King Darius signed the new law. But the new law made no difference to Daniel. He did what he always did. He kneeled by his open window 3 times a day and prayed to the God of heaven. The jealous leaders rushed to tell the king. King Darius had no choice but to arrest Daniel. The law had to be obeyed. Daniel had to die. The king tried hard, but he couldn't find a way to change the law. Daniel was sentenced to die by being put into a den of lions. Before Daniel was thrown into the hungry lions, King Darius said to him, "Your God who you love, he will save you." The king didn't sleep that night. Very early the next morning, the king rushed back to the lion's pit. King Darius shouted out, "Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God who you love and serve been able to save you from the lions?" Maybe he didn't expect an answer, but Daniel replied. Daniel called out, "O king, my God sent his angels and shut the lions' mouths, so they have not hurt me. And also, king, I have done nothing wrong to you." King Darius was delighted. He ordered Daniel to be lifted out of the pit. The king knew God had delivered Daniel and that Daniel's enemies were God's enemies. He gave a command, and all those who had tricked him to sign the bad law were thrown into the lion's den, and the lions ate them. King Darius wanted the world to know that the God of heaven had protected his faithful servant Daniel. The king wrote a letter that commanded everybody to worship the living God, and the king restored Daniel to honour and leadership.
It's great that you're able to join us again this week. There are worksheets below in the Google Drive link if you'd like to continue on with your learning. If your family would like to join in live at 10:15 a.m. on a Sunday, please email through and we'll get you added in.